So, anyways, we're going to talk about the out of print announcement of Crucible of War Unlimited and what we think about it. So, I guess it sounds like you just kind of got briefed on it completely.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised when you said it, and then I looked it up on the Twitter, but then I got called in for a meeting, and I was gonna try to check it out during my lunch break. Like I was gonna try to listen to like something on the way here, or what, and I just didn't get a chance to.
Yeah, too busy driving.
Too busy driving
to listen to
safely to listen to something.
Driving safely.
Well, I couldn't mess around on my phone to get something.
No, I got you. I'm just messing around. But anyway, so what's your thought about it? Because I've had like all morning to like think about it. So,
I mean, I'm a little bummed that I didn't grab all those last Majestics that I needed, because there's about 5 or 6 cards that I really need out of the set that are now going to be probably 3 or 4 times more expensive. But I'm okay with it. I'm okay with my collectible card game being collectible. It was a supplementary set. It wasn't a primary. It doesn't control any heroes.
Those equipments are big.
They're big.
They're big.
But it's not like you're not getting like everybody. You're not losing out on like everybody's specialization or something. It's not like shutting the other ones down. But eventually, it's unrealistic to expect them to be able to keep printing and sustaining supply for everyone.
It's absolutely
nonsense. It eventually had to happen, and they kind of announced it when it came out. People, I feel like I remember seeing something about this, like an article about this when it was initially released, and they showed that. But I could be mistaken, and everybody was speculating whether that just meant that they are only scheduling 3, or if they were only doing 3, or whatnot. But like, it doesn't bother me. And
no, it's weird it was this set, but this set makes the most sense to me because it's a supplementary set and it's not draftable. The draftable sets I can see wanting to be in print longer, but these sets are literally to be opened and find the pieces that you need. And I could see them having data that the player base is satisfied, especially with how cheap the market is. Yeah. So when you're looking at the prices, all these things, and everything's $1 or $2, when you look at that as the company, that means we've done our job, right? Like,
yeah, we've printed this
right.
The
like,
ground.
Everything's good. Again, they're very vocal about it. Them wanting it to be a collectible game, and it's not collectible at $1 a Majestic. Like, that's realistic. So I see everything going out of print sooner or later. I could see. I think WTR should be about next. It's been 2 years. It's been in print for 2 years. It's the first set that came out, and it's 2-year anniversary. So I could see that being fairly close to on its way out. And then maybe...
I mean, Arcane too.
Arcane too. I mean, all of them.
Yeah.
I thought it would have been those 2 first, but I understand why it was a supplementary set. That's my biggest point.
They're not canceling access to any specific hero.
Right.
You can fully play that hero, and more importantly, there is still use for a product that can be used in a limited or draft environment. And once everybody gets everything they need out of a supplementary set that can't be used in that way, there's no use for that. That's just going to sit on the shelf. Right. So it should
that should be the shortest.
I actually agree with it being the shortest printed. I'm okay with my collectible cards having value again. That's part of the reason that most people collect.
Right. Yeah. Nobody's collecting.
Yeah, you're not wasting that much storage in your home.
Right.
For stuff that's never going to have any value to it. So, I mean, I'm okay with it. Like, it doesn't actually
100%.
bother me much at all. I could see where people would kind of panic and, it would cause a little bit of a market frenzy, but, like, we don't even know how much
that's
is
the
out there
only
right
issue
now.
Is the people that are buying it up and trying to do the market flip again on this news. And this is the thing that sucks, is because every time they make this announcement, this is going to happen. Now, I'm not saying, 3 weeks from now the market doesn't come back down because everybody's done, like, trying to fire sell all their stuff. It's world's burning down and everything else. But I do think it's kind of cool that Crucible's going to probably be the most collectible set. Like, Crucible First Edition is probably going to be one of the most collectible... Or not Crucible First Edition. Crucible as a whole is what I mean.
Yeah.
As a whole will probably end up with the least amount of everything just out there, period. Because, like, WTR and ARC have been in print and are still in print. So they have way more of everything. And again, it makes sense because of the draft set. So I do think that's cool. I think it reminds me very much of core sets in Magic, where they're involved in the they're being printed the least. They have the least, and they're also legal the least. Not that the legality matters, but like the core set just fills in the holes, and that's basically what the supplementary sets are, because they're not draftable. All the cards are set up to make standard decks better, or constructed decks better. It even says it on the box, like designed to help constructed. So I love that they do two draftable sets where they admittedly put all their love and care into the limited format. And then they have a set that they're like, okay, here's the holes that we had to leave because it didn't make sense in a draftable set. So I hope they continue with the supplementary sets, because I think it's great. I think now we'll have muscle memory that it's going to be short printed in general. But again, I don't know what short printed is, because I feel like the demand is actually met throughout this game. I think demand's met.
Yeah, I haven't had trouble finding crew on the shelves in any of my LGSs that carry fab.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's not like I think that there's some major shortage of it. The other thing that people aren't taking into consideration is things can be reprinted.
Right.
We've already seen that with
Tunic.
The Tunic. It's already been reprinted. So
Which
what's
is
to say the next supplementary set doesn't contain...
It's going to have CC and E-String. Like, maybe not both, but it'll have all these things. Plus, I think we'll see the equipments. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I've been thinking about it all day.
Yeah,
and like,
Vince cut me off.
Yeah. Well, you're long-winded, man. I gotta get myself in there. You might as well just let you do this. But anyways, that's what I've been thinking about that all day, and I really think that the supplementary sets are really gonna just kind of fill in, like CNC or Command and Conquer's $90. That makes sense to throw it in the supplementary set next time, even if it is the shortest printed, not shortest print, lengthwise.
Yeah.
Even if that's the case, it's still getting these cards out, and maybe we can drop Command and Conquer down to like $20-$30 for a little bit, and let the new players get these cards for. Whatever. It's a generic that's going to be played probably all through the game, so like card's always going to be worth money as long as the game's around.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're just going to keep printing it to suit, but like, what? We've seen other games that have printed stuff 18, 19, 20 times, and they've still maintained double-digit prices because they were always in demand. And I think that's
right. But that comes in.
Like that's that kind of stuff. So
yeah, that comes into what game are we talking about? Because there's, you know what I mean. That's where we're.
I'm talking like Birds of Paradise or something like that.
Right, but we're talking about Magic. You're talking about a player base that's 100 times bigger than what we're talking about. So those cards are always desirable for different reasons.
You're still
at the moment anyway
talking about a game that is on a trajectory to go up into that echelon.
Agreed.
And
it's just not right now.
That's what I'm hoping. So that's what I'm saying. I don't see anything wrong with them reprinting stuff frequently if the demand keeps going up. If you just printed this for 200,000 players and next year we have 2 million players or
you gotta
so then
print
you're gonna need to print the stuff again. So
but you can't overprint it either. You don't want to be what is it? Yu-Gi-Oh, the ones that just print their cards into the ground to the point where there's no value.
Did that now.
Well, I know Pokemon just did it, but there's a game that's like famous for it where they'll come out with a special card, and then they'll just print that card into the dirt after. So like people will spend all kinds of money on the first showing of this card, and then it'll just get reprinted. I'm not sure what game it is.
Yeah.
but there's a game that does that, and if it is Yu-Gi-Oh, I guess I have a bad argument because that's that's a top 3 game. It's a top 3 game, so I guess I have a bad argument there. But I don't know.
Yeah,
I forget where I was going.
Well, I think that the secondary market, if you're even just peeking at the secondary market periodically, you're gonna see, okay, Skullcap probably could use a reprint now since you've already done Tunic once. So now we get a non-foil Skullcap that comes out of a next set, like the next supplementary set, and you get, maybe 2 of the Tome, the E-Strike, the Art of War, and the Command and Conquer, but you don't get all of them in the same set because you don't want to.
You don't want to do.
You don't want to do that.
And they're generic, so anytime you introduce generics, you can reprint these cards in the sets. So it would be nice to pepper Command and Conquer in the next draftable set if it has generic. I agree with that.
So you can just keep rolling those things forward, and as your player base grows, you're just going to need more and more of those cards because they're in every deck, or they can be in every deck in some facet. So I think that's going to be a good thing, and that's what I think is going to happen to Crew. Nobody needs any more of the rares out of Crew.
No.
Nobody, if they do, get a hold of me. I will mail you some. If you still need some Crew rares.
You're literally hitting all my points, so we agree 100% on all
I totally agree. Yeah. Now, as somebody coming in, if they saw that and panicked, I could see where that would cause a little bit of a scare if I was just getting into the game and they're like, wait, this unlimited game is going to stop. But there's still so much stuff out there.
Unlimited never meant unlimited. I don't understand why that was a thought. Unlimited's not unlimited. They said they planned on being a competitive TCG to the top 3. Their plan is to be a TCG for the next 20 years. That is their plan. What on earth makes you think that they're going to be printing Welcome to Wraith with 20 other sets in print?
Yeah,
that's unreal.
I don't think it's unrealistic to think that even after one more base set that they could realistically keep printing that many base sets even.
No, yeah,
because they don't own their own printing press right now. I don't believe they're using the same printer that most card companies are currently using.
Right. And no matter what, they put a reprint policy for this reason. They're not printing WTR for the next 10 years. It's not happening. Yeah, it's not a plan. Now, the chance of them remastering one to the actual rarities and getting rid of the S's, the special rares, and putting it back out with 6 Majestics a box and making some of those special rares like they should be, I could see that happening 5-7 years down the line when they're like, okay, we need to get these heroes back in line. But I don't think we'll ever need to print all those commons again. Unless you just want to put that out with, like I said, the fixed rarity and make it a draftable set again. But then at the same time, that's not a new set. So what kind of print is that? Is that a short print? You can't do first edition with cold foils that are reprinting the cold foils because they can't reprint the cold foils. Yeah. So what are you doing with that? Are they non-foil? So many questions.
Well, I mean, I feel like the Tunic was kind of a sneak peek of what we'll probably see.
Right, but what do you do with the Tunic now? Is it always non-foil? That's my question.
I feel like it's always non-foil.
Just always non-foil. I think so.
I feel like you just every few sets, when Tunic creeps back up to $300 again, you pop the Tunic into one of the sets.
Agreed.
And then same thing with the Skullcap, which I believe we'll probably see in the next set. I think the next supplementary will have a non-foil Skullcap in it.
I can see that.
Just because it is
that does make sense.
Closing in on 300 if it's not over 300. And everybody needs it for every deck.
Yeah. So last big question. Do they reprint the Fables? I don't think they do. I think the Fables are...
I hope not.
Yeah.
I really hope not.
But do they reprint the Fables? That's a big question. I'm going to lean towards no because they're fabled. You get to get these one time. Well, 2 times with Unlimited, but that's it. None of them are so good that you need them. They're all fairly easy to get rid of. Library is a little special because if you're running a light deck on yellows. Like, you kind of just get buried by it. But there's only even one deck that runs it, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I'd love to get a runnable one, but
the new one.
I don't want to play my one that I sent out to be graded. So
sure, but bring it in a slab and replace. I think most people would let you replace that. I do. Like, I'm not 100% if we go into a big tournament, but like if you do something like with Donnie or something like that, I don't think there's a problem. Like, I'm running a Zen State token in my deck. You know what I mean? That's representing my tree. I'm not putting my tree in there. It's not happening. So, but I don't think they reprint them. I think the name Fabled should make them not reprintable at any point after Unlimited.
I do too, and I hope that ends up being a thing.
Yeah, and I think the fact that they're not staple-ish cards, though Tree is very good, but like Tree. So if I play Tree against 9 heroes or something like that, they don't reveal cards, so it goes away next turn. Like, as soon as your turn's over, unless I figure out a way to reveal a card on your turn, I can do nothing. It just dies. So I get to play it one turn, get a bonus for it, one good turn, and that's the end of it. So I feel like they are all very powerful, but like none of them are needed yet. And like, what is it? Heart, I think, is seeing play in like Oldham right now. So that's seeing play, but like, is it necessary? No. And it gives a reason for Unlimited to have a collectability too, which I also think they're going to start doing. I think they're going to start putting special arts and stuff like that in Unlimited also. And like the alt art Lake Frigid, the other 2 alt arts are going to be in Unlimited to give people reasons to crack Unlimited.
Yeah.
And flood the market more and make singles cheaper.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, but if you want a game that's accessible to all levels of players, I mean, that's a reasonable thing to do.
It has to, because there's no reason to buy Unlimited right now.
But it still gives people, like,
that's the problem.
Do it for Fable
That's
Chase.
the problem.
I got Monarch because I didn't get I wanted a playable Fable.
Yeah.
So I was like, second wave came around.
I understand that, but you didn't just go buy that. You chased boxes.
Yeah, I didn't need anything.
Right.
Actually I did, because, as you know, I pulled 3 legendaries colored foil, and they were all these same colored foil legendary. So I needed all the legendaries. So I was like, okay, well, I still need legendaries too. So why not crack a couple more cases in Fable Chase? And if I got an Unlimited Fable, I would play with it. I have a heart, so if
I don't, and I went to go buy it because I just heard that it was like $150, and then I went and looked, they were like $300, and then I heard someone's been buying them out over the last like month.
I might go buy an eye again, just so that because I traded my eye and instantly regretted it, because
eye's the shit.
It's just now that's the only Fable that we didn't have up to this new set.
I know, you're a lucky bastard, man.
I have been very lucky.
I have an eye and a tree, and I've opened so many boxes.
I've opened 2 eyes, or 2 hearts, an eye, and a library, and Angela's opened the Arknight Show.
But yeah, so I mean, we agree. So there's no real.
There's no real. I was trying to devil's advocate with the statement of coming in. I would be a little nervous, but I still think that they probably made a pretty large wave when they printed the last printing for that reason. Like they
kind of. But who was buying? Like, how many people were really buying Crew? Like, when it first came out, it really wasn't. Unlimited wasn't as popular as I thought it was going to be. Personally, I don't think it sold out like crazy. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I don't think I saw.
Like you said, you didn't find any trouble getting Crew at any point. So, again, like, it's going to be a feeding frenzy right now because of what they just put out. But like, I don't feel like it was really like selling like that. Like, people were buying the singles they needed. No one was Fable chasing. Not that many people. You know what I mean? But now I'm sad because now I want a Fable chase because I need a shard. I need a shard and I need a heart and I need a damn library. I'm so sad.
I need the tree and now I need an eye because I traded mine. And I mean, I got a good deal out of it. I just should have never let it go. I should have just kept it.
Yeah.
But
if you got a good trade,
hindsight, yeah, I got a good trade. I got a real good trade.
But I guess we'll leave it off there. So I think we covered everything I wanted to talk about, and like I said, we agreed pretty heavily. I just had to get myself in there a couple times. But yeah. So, anyways, guys, appreciate you.
Yeah, hope you enjoyed the video.
And yeah, thanks for being the best community in gaming. We'll catch you guys next time.